Hello and welcome back to another session of Therapy and Panels and the final installment of this version of Black History Month. Today we are going to be going into the Spider-Verse again, and this time with someone who everyone is more than likely familiar with thanks to a popular movie franchise, and that spider being Miles Morales. This isn't the book we're doing exactly today. I just wanted to show you guys the first appearance of Miles Morales' book. Created by Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli, sorry for the mispronunciation. The concept of the idea for Miles came a month or two before the 2008 election of Barack Obama and the excitement at the time of having the first black president. His look was heavily inspired by Donald Glover due to his appearance in the episode of Community where he was wearing those Spider-Man pajamas. Miles was bitten by a more tested-out spider and became the next Spider-Man after Peter's death on Earth 1610 and has at the time been struggling to live up to Peter's legacy. This story came to life as an idea for the 50th anniversary of the character. With today's story, he'll hopefully gain a little bit of confidence in fulfilling the legacy, as he's going to be having a unique crossover with an adult Peter Parker as we take a look at Spider-Man issues 1 through 5. Going off the first issue cover, because it's the most well-known, and you can just tell why it's the most unique, but at the same time kind of basic, because it's really nothing but just the two of them just swinging around the city. The weird thing for me is just them being maskless. While out web swinging, doing his usual thing, Spider-Man sees a brilliant purple light from a distant warehouse. He investigates it to find Mysterio ranting about how he missed out on one chance to kill Spider-Man already, and is not gonna miss another one. Okay, back here, like here, gonna have to have you dial it down to here. Although Spider-Man quickly defeats him, while examining the equipment he had, Mysterio tries to shoot him, causing him to fall through the rift created by the equipment. Once he regains consciousness, he discovers that it is daylight, and after interrupting a quick mugging, Peter is confused when the victim informs him that while he's grateful for the rescue, it's a bit disrespectful to be wearing Peter Parker's suit after his death. Swinging away to think about what he had just heard, Spider-Man runs into another Spider-Man on the rooftop, ending the issue. Angered at Spider-Man ruining his plans once again, Mysterio activates one of his robotic avatars and sends it after Peter. Back in the universe of 1610, Peter fights with the other Spider-Man, as common with these usual team-ups, but his superior experience and training may be outmaneuvered by Miles' new powers. This ends with Peter being knocked out by Miles using his Venom Sting. Waking up in a cell later on, Peter wakes up to see this world's Nick Fury. A much more different Nick Fury than what he was used to at the time. Explaining his theory that he is from another universe, Fury accepts this as nobody would come up with something that ridiculous as a lie. Bro, you were trapped in another universe. How ridiculous is that exactly? Fury sends Peter away with Miles to explain this world's history to him, and just as Peter is asking Miles about his counterpart's death, they are attacked by Mysterio's avatar as the second issue ends. Both Spider-Man face off against Mysterio's avatar, and due to Miles' lack of experience, he easily gets thrown back into Peter, and Mysterio deploys a weapon that creates the illusion of a mob of Spider-Man's enemies from both realities as they attack them. Peter quickly figures out the trick and demands Mysterio return him to his home dimension. Mysterio, however, decides to instead strand Peter in a world where he is believed to be dead. You should have said please. The Avatar self-destructs, rendering Miles unconscious, and when he awakes, the Ultimates and Nick Fury are on the scene. While Tony Stark works on deciphering Mysterio's dimension technology, Miles asks where Peter went off to. Fury surmises that he went off to find out the truth about his alternate self. While going to the location of where his apartment would be, he sees it converted into a store, and after stopping a robbery there, he questions the cashier, shocked to find out that the Peter Parker of this world died in battle, and the city is still in mourning, and it is also common knowledge that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Upset over the news, he swings over to Queens, where the Parker residence is currently up for sale. May Parker is seeing off Gwen Stacy to school when Peter, in his costume, who they believe is a lunatic disrespecting his memory, are shocked beyond words when Peter unmasks, ending the issue. The two begin to start beating on him until Miles arrives and confirms Peter's story. When talking with Gwen and Miles, Peter confirms that there is a Gwen that exists on his world, but doesn't mention that she's unalive. He also mentions his relationship with Mary Jane, and is surprised to hear that his counterpart dated Kitty Pryde of the X-Men, while Miles is just left curious if he has a counterpart on Peter's world. Fury arrives to pick Peter up, and as they are about to leave, Peter sees Mary Jane watching him, but she runs away before he can talk to her. Returning to the helicarrier, Peter learns that Tony is having trouble determining how to identify Peter's world of origin due to the multitude of alternate dimensions. It would probably help a little bit if you put the booze down, Tony. With Miles' help, the Ultimates determined the location of Mysterio's headquarters based on the energy generated by his equipment, and they all suit up and head for the base. At his headquarters, Mysterio is preparing to destroy the portal, trapping Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, but being that typical supervillain, he can't resist the temptation to give his enemy a chance before his defeat. Despite his best efforts, though, Mysterio is quickly defeated, and Fury decides to keep him prisoner on their side, due to his knowledge of Peter's secret identity. With the portal closing, Peter departs for his world, not before Miles is given his blessing as the new Spider-Man of this world. When back in his home dimension, Peter decides to run a search for Miles' counterpart in his world and is shocked at the results. Miles Morales in our universe is Donald Glover? Anyway, and that is the story of Spider-Man, and in my final diagnosis, it's a pretty good story. The artwork is beautifully done, especially with the expressions and emotions from the characters. It is a pretty good crossover that respects both characters, but in my honest opinion, I think we needed to have a bit more of Miles doing something to help prove himself. Something equivalent to maybe how it happened at the end of the first Spider-Verse movie. Maybe not to that extreme, but I think you all get the gist. And it is a good thing of just showing the continuation of the legacy that is Spider-Man. And with that, that is the end of today's session and the last part of Black History Month. I would like to thank you all for attending the month, and I hope this teaches some people out there and at least gives them an appreciation for heroes of different backgrounds. And if you like the video, I hope you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm the Super Guru, signing off.